I live at Point Hope, Alaska, you know. It's the oldest inhabited community of the North American continent. My community that subsists of all wildlife species that migrate to my area. We are warning Americans to let them know that the Arctic's never been touched. Arctic is very unique, and it's a place where all the wildlife lives.
If there was ever an oil spill to occur in the Arctic waters offshore, it would impact us as a people, as an Inuit people, because the bowhead whale is central to our culture, which gives us our identity. The bowhead whale would be impacted in its migration paths and also its feeding grounds. For the oil spill to infiltrate into those areas would be devastating to the bowhead whale.
The village that I'm from is called Chukchi. It's Dillingham, Alaska. It's situated in Bristol Bay. We have the world's last great wild salmon fishery. My mom's actually from St. Lawrence Island, which is toward the Arctic Ocean, and her family caught the first whale, and it's been a tradition that has been sustainable for thousands of years, and it's really helped our people and gave us sustenance and allowed us to live and be here today.
What I saw in the Gulf of Mexico was very sad, and it was frightening to me because of the proposed offshore drilling that is being looked at for our Arctic waters by Shell.
In the Arctic, the type of boats we use are very different. The boats that we've seen in the response in the Gulf are bigger than what we have as our communities use. We have very few boats that are over 24 foot. You would need vessels of that size or bigger to even just absorb, to load the type of boom that they're going to be placing in this area. Our area is covered with ice about 9 months out of the year. We've got one major runway at Dead Horse. We have no docks in these areas. We have one major port at Dead Horse, so we don't even have the openings into the ocean with the access to even offload equipment appropriately to even get out there. The only highway that we have is the Dalton Highway that comes into Dead Horse. It comes out of Fairbanks. It takes 10 to 12 hours to drive that road. If you were to bring in equipment, it'd be longer than that. The Coast Guard is 800 miles away from Point Hope. It's another 400 miles to my community. There is no station on the North Slope in the Coast Guard. They're talking about a temporary command center in the future that's not even in place yet. The reality is they say that the Coast Guard oversees it in other spills, but in the Arctic they allow the industries Alaska Clean Seas to take their priority in the spill response in our area. Our environment is harsh, cold, 20 below, 40 below, 60 below. Ability for workers to even work in this environment, they were able to work minutes per hour. People have limited times for exposure. Equipment does not function normally. Metal breaks easily in the extreme cold temperatures that we have. We've taught industry much with our traditional knowledge about the equipment that they have and our knowledge of what works in our environment, and have taught them that many of their techniques do not work. Their ability to put words on paper are extreme, but their ability to prove that they function is non-existent.
Oil drilling is very dangerous activity, and as we've seen with the Gulf, it really affects not only the environment, but it affects wildlife and it affects people as a result. I hope that it will not happen in Bristol Bay, but also in the Arctic Ocean, because the Arctic Ocean is an important migratory pathway for a lot of the same wildlife that we all depend on along Western Alaska.